Following feedback from the Mayor's office, what exactly was the brief given to you for this vehicle?
So the Mayor's office were very keen for us to make sure that we maintained a very iconic design, maintain the character of the existing London Hackney carriage, and that the customer recognised it as a very iconic car.
So what were the main challenges you faced in making the NV200 better reflect the iconic London black cab?
I think the main challenge was to make sure that the customer recognised it on the street, so that it didn't just drive by and the customer was missing their opportunity to pick it up. So at the moment we've got a very characterful design that's on the streets of London, and we wanted to make sure that the customer could instantly see the car coming towards them, would recognise the taxi sign, the front features of the car would be very bold, and the front aspect immediately stood out as an iconic design.
What design cues did you take from the traditional black cab as your main points of reference?
So it was an interesting study. We took the opportunity to being in London, we took the opportunity to go outside and explore, and we studied in particular the front aspect, because we knew that was the area that the customer was going to see. And the areas that we identified immediately were the front grille, so we understood that was very important, the headlamps and the taxi sign. So this sort of made a nice triangle, if you like, and we took those three ingredients and put them together to develop our design and hone our design.
What specific changes have had to be made to the front end of the NV200 in order to complete the redesign?
So we took the grille aspect and we placed it over the current architecture. We've got a very current. We're very confident with the current architecture. We knew the product that we were starting was very strong, and we took the items that we'd already discussed. So the grille, the headlamps, and the taxi sign, and it was about providing a level of integration, but at the same time making sure that they stood out in a recognisable format. So the sort of bold bowler hat style front fenders, the very round volume that is used from the Duke headlamp, where we used the Nissan Duke headlamp, which gave us again a lot of confidence, mass market product that we could pull in. So we're using existing technology, and that gave us a lot of confidence to move forward. So we've got the front fenders, the front bumper, all the front aspect is completely new.
So what were the main challenges you faced in making the NV200 better reflect the iconic black cab?
It was a fantastic challenge to be asked to work on something which is so bold and iconic as the London Hackney carriage. And the ideal situation of us being in Paddington Central gave us good opportunity to go out on the streets and ask the cabbies what they thought was important, engage with them, take journeys around the capital, and also we had some questionnaires, we did some videos, we tried to look at it from the point of view of the customer, so how they enjoyed the experience, what they thought was important aspects. So all of that gave us good information to, as ingredients, core ingredients to then work into the design. The other thing is it's quite unusual for us to be working on a very bespoke product, something as focused for such a global organisation, and we're working on a product designed for London, specifically from the London studio. So that was a very exciting opportunity.
The London Black Cab was recently voted the most iconic taxi in the world, so what pressure did you feel trying to recreate that?
I think we were very excited about having the opportunity to work on something that's very iconic. I think it is a challenge, and it's always a little bit of a concern that we're going to get it right, but that's where the excitement comes from. Normally in the studio we'd have a design brief and it would come to us and we'd work on a mass volume global project from Nissan Design Europe, working in Paddington Central in London. We contribute to projects all over the world. So it was very exciting for us to be focusing on something that was as bespoke as a car for London. And that was very exciting because we're based in London, we're working with a multicultural studio workforce, and it was very exciting to be working on something that was very small from a volume point of view, but was very detailed, had a lot of technical integration, had a lot of design iconic input that we had to establish, and it was on our doorstep, so it was very exciting.
Can you explain how exactly the redesigned front end of the NV200 now helps it look more recognisable as a taxi?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got to look at it from the eyes of the customer. When the customer is on the street and they want to hail down a cab, then they're always looking towards the front aspect of the car. So that's where we wanted to hone most of our design work. So we really concentrated on the front of the car. And I think using those core ingredients that we spoke about, so the front grille, the taxi sign, those headlamps, those iconic headlamps, that gives the immediate recognisable character to the car as it's approaching you. We spend a lot of time and energy working on improving those elements as well. So the performance of the headlamps, the performance of the taxi sign using new LED technology, all of those items will be a much stronger voice for the taxi driver as they're driving the car towards the customer as well. So from both sides, there should be a big improvement.